Well, I'm back. Today is Friday, November 28th, the day after American Thanksgiving. I am sitting in my Manhattan studio apartment, and it's been a long time coming of being here. I've tried to make a new video several times, and it didn't feel right because I was rushing it. I was in the middle of doing something, and today is the first day that I'm not building furniture, working. I'm working a lot, or running around trying to do something to make this feel more like a home. So, as you can see by the opening credits, I have drastically been through like a really rapid change. So I went from traveling, living sometimes in Belgium, sometimes in California, working for myself and supplementing, sitting on the board with the AI startup, which I'm still on the board of, to taking the full-time job that I hinted at, I think, in one of the videos, in the city. It took a couple of months, but it happened, and it happened rapidly. I moved and basically started a new job at the same time. It's kind of nuts. I took 2 weeks in California to pack my things up and get here and sign a lease and move in and start new projects that I'm basically on 2 software development projects involving AI. I'm not going to mention names, but I do work for a global French advertising agency. And so still in the wheelhouse of everything that I've been doing, in specifically creative technology. The sector that I work in, specifically the LLC that I work for, is highly specialized. There's also a subsector of that group that I'm in that is tech focused, which is super exciting. Again, exactly what I've been wanting to do and the trajectory that I've been wanting to stay on. And I'm in charge of innovation, ops, and production oversight. So I'm working with extremely intelligent humans who are also very kind, and I appreciate that, from all over the world. Teams in India, teams in the UK, teams in France, in Canada as well, actually. And without getting too into the weeds of what I'm doing, it's really fun and exciting to work and oversee a team of people who are developing prototypes within 24 hours for involving AI agents for whatever, to show proof of concept and being part of an innovation hub, I guess you could say, lab, that is constantly trying new things and failing and then figuring it out and seeing how that flows into business operations and business decisions that will have a longer term impact. So there's so much happening, and I am grateful and overwhelmed. I'm going to Paris in a couple of weeks for the holidays to clean out my storage unit. So that's happening because allegedly there's some water damage, and they've also raised the storage rent. So I don't see the point of paying money for something that might be destroyed. So I need to go take care of that before 2026 gets ahead of me. And there's a lot of projects that I'm going to be helping spearhead that are going to take up all of my time. So I want to have a balanced life while I'm in New York for however length that I am here, because I think if you've been watching me for enough time, you know that this is not my forever, but it is for right now, and I really want to make the most of it. And I don't want to have the distraction of the storage unit kind of looming over my head. I want to be able to travel to Paris, travel to Belgium, travel to Denmark, Italy, to visit my parents and all that, without thinking I still need to go do this. And I don't like to leave things unfinished. I'm an excellent starter, and I've gotten with age really good at finishing things. So yeah, finishing this part of my journey, this old chapter in my life, is really important to me. Even if and when I do come back to Paris, at least it'll be its own chapter after that point. So yeah, lots of really great things. For the holidays, for Christmas, I gifted myself an early Christmas present, taking language classes or tutoring sessions, because I've been learning French and Danish on my own, and I really wanted to get more serious about it. I want to get eventually I want to feel solid in French C1. So I signed up through a website called Preply. I interviewed a couple of tutors, and so that's happening. And I'm very excited, because that's something that I've been really wanting to give to myself. When you're living in a city, when you're having your life, when you're having a family or job and your responsibilities, living in a big city like New York, for example, or Paris, or wherever you live, but specifically in New York, the experience of living here is so visceral that eventually your brain is so tired that it's really hard to find yourself in a state of dreaming. So you have to create rituals in your life that allow you to keep your imagination fueled. And people think that living in a big city like New York, which is so inspiring and has a lot of wonderful avenues of getting inspiration, going to the museum, whatever, participating in classes and going to events and all this stuff. But at some point, you just definitely need that moment of silence and your own space to cultivate the inspiration and imagination that you need to, I guess, proliferate the life that you want to have. And so I'm creating little mini rituals within my space, within my life, within my me time, like these tutoring sessions, that will help me kind of just hone in and remember what it is that I value, what it is that is important to me, and the things that feed my soul. I'm also gonna get a disposable black and white camera. Unfortunately, in the move, it was too much for me to also grab my camera bags, because I only take those on the plane. I do not check them. And there's just so many more pressing things that I had to carry on that I couldn't carry on the cameras with me. So I have one point and shoot digital Canon point and shoot camera with me, and that's it. And I miss film. So I've been talking to my best friend about taking a film photography class so that we can have access to a darkroom. And the beauty of a darkroom, if you've never been to one, is that you can just get lost for hours and be in your space, listen to music, be in that darkness with the red light, and develop your film and develop your photos, and just kind of meditate on the act of creation. And I know that a lot of people have some of that with like working in Photoshop, working in programming, whatever, but it's that analog disconnection from everything and being with yourself, with this, like, I don't want to call it archaic, but like this, let's call it legendary, this legendary machine that's been around for, over a century. Yeah, I'm craving that. I'm craving these little pockets of feeding my spirit, so that I can bring that excitement and that kind of groundedness to my actual job, which is required of somebody that is in charge of operations and production oversight on very fast-paced digital projects. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for listening. I'm excited for this chapter. I'm excited to document it, I guess. See where it takes me, see where my career takes me, see where these projects take me, see where my own understanding of AI and my vision of AI evolves. And I do want to be able to talk more about the things that I'm working on, at least in my own time, like my own projects, because I don't feel comfortable obviously sharing my job projects because they're not ready to be unveiled yet. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I have to jump in back to work. So thanks for watching, and I will be back soon.